So there is going to be a major shake-up in the Manchester United coaching staff very, very soon. And some big name has come to the fore. And I'll be telling you more about that on the shake-up that is going to happen within the Manchester United coaching staff. And also what is happening with Erik Ten Hag's new contract. Where have we gotten to so far? I'll be providing you updates on that, and also what's happening in our transfers so far. Nothing significant has happened yet. No sales, no purchases as yet. But there are updates that are coming up that I will be sharing with you here on United Today. Also, I'll be switching over to the Euros and be giving you a quick update on the Euros and what to expect here on United Today, here on United and Everything Football. Thanks for joining. If this is your first time watching us, please remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that anytime we drop a new content, you join. This week, we'll be bringing you the United and Everything Football podcast, so please stick and stay with us so you get to enjoy all the discussions that will be given on the issues that we share with you here on this channel. So I'm going to make a quick turnaround. When I come back, I'm going to tell you about the major shakeup that's going to happen in the coaching staff and also give you some updates on the transfers, on Erik Ten Hag's contract situation, and everything in between here on United Today. All right, thank you very much for joining us here on United Today. It's always a pleasure to come your way. As always, remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Very, very important for us. So what is this major shake-up that I am talking about that's going to be happening in the coaching staff of Manchester United? So on Sunday, Fabrizio Romano, the big guy when it comes to transfers, broke a story that Ruud van Nistelrooy is one coach that United is looking to bring into the fold to handle issues with regards to the assistant coaching job that has become vacant. Now, if you remember, at some point, there was an article by Laurie Whitwell of The Athletic where he outlined an interesting scenario that as part of Ineos's quest to revamp Manchester United's coaching, there is going to be a suggestion of an extra assistant coach or probably a replacement of the current assistant coach, Mitchell van der Gaag. Already United have lost some coaching staff, and as a result of that, would want to replace some of these coaching staff. And one of the things that Ineos have said or have discussed is that they would want to improve or augment the coaching staff at Manchester United. All right, so the big name that has come is Ruud van Nistelrooy, former Manchester United striker, former coach of PSV Eindhoven. That's where he had his first major coaching stint and hasn't been involved in any work again. And reports coming from the Netherlands indicates that Ruud van Nistelrooy is set to join Manchester United, and already conversations have begun as Fabrizio Romano broke the story on Sunday. Now, the media in the Netherlands are saying that both parties are very, very enthusiastic about this situation. So the intention is that Van Nistelrooy will work together with Erik Ten Hag, who is most likely to extend his contract. Already you know that there are talks with United with the coach Erik Ten Hag to extend the contract. So I'll be getting you an update on that shortly. But Ruud van Nistelrooy is a name that has been put forward. Talks have begun, and it is underway to see whether Ruud van Nistelrooy would accept everything in full and then will join the Manchester United coaching staff to work with the team. And as you know, Van Nistelrooy has held discussions with many clubs where he will be his own man, where he could be his own man to become the coach of these clubs. As you know, he spoke to Burnley, he spoke to Club Brugge, he spoke to a few teams in Germany and Spain. But it is looking as if he is opting, or he is inching closer to join Manchester United rather than pick up these jobs as assistant coach. So that's the report coming in earlier on. That was made by Fabrizio Romano, and also this today the Dutch media have also put forward. But what is the English media saying now? According to the English media, and I'll start with James Darker of the Telegraph newspaper. Now he's saying that, and I'll tie that into Erik Ten Hag's contract situation. So Erik Ten Hag's contract situation is such that Ineos wants to review a few details with regards to the contract of Erik Ten Hag. There were certain details in Erik Ten Hag's contract that needs to be reviewed. Now, some of these details include the veto he had on transfers, where he could make significant decisions with regards to transfers, and that situation is likely to be reviewed. Other sources are indicating that issues with regards to, nutrition, training, the makeup of his staff, and all of these things are all situations that are going to be discussed with regards to the new contract. Now, James Darker is saying that as part of the contract restructuring, the proposal of Ruud van Nistelrooy is part of it. Now, Laurie Whitwell made a statement in the article he wrote in The Athletic that Erik Ten Hag wasn't comfortable with any coach being imposed on him as his assistant. But it's looking like this choice of Ruud van Nistelrooy looks like a situation that solves a lot of problems. Now, the problem it solves is that Ruud van Nistelrooy is Dutch, Erik Ten Hag is Dutch. So probably that relationship is there and they can augment each other, right? Or they can complement each other in one way or the other. Also, Ruud van Nistelrooy is an assistant, is a former player of the club, a player that many fans related to positively. Many fans really loved. Also, he is a young coach or an up-and-coming coach who can play various roles. In fact, some people have said that there could be a good succession line for Ruud van Nistelrooy as he is in the club. So it looks as if this appointment, if it should happen, would solve a lot of problems, would help deal with a lot of situations at the club. So it sort of covers all political angles within the club and all of that. So that is the situation with regards to the contract situation of Erik Ten Hag, which is ongoing, and it is seen that if this coaching situation is resolved, in terms of the assistant coach that has been proposed is resolved, it's going to be a major step in this contract renegotiation that is happening. We are told that this contract negotiation is going to be a 2 years extension of the existing contract, a 2 years extension of the existing 1 year that is left. So it's going to be 3 years, and he's going to be Ineos' man to do the job. So the negotiation is ongoing currently. Ruud van Nistelrooy has been put forward to become the assistant coach of Manchester United. Or United have lost Eric Ramsey to Minnesota in the US. And Benny McCarthy's contract ran out. As to whether he will be continuing, we have no idea. Nothing concrete or nothing seems to show that Benny McCarthy will continue as assistant coach of Manchester United. So that's it with regards to the issue of the assistant coach and Erik Ten Hag's contract situation. Let's do a bit of transfers. And I broke the story here with regards to Joshua Zexi the other time, and that United is seeking to get Zexi as the second striker or as an extra striker to add up to Rasmus Højlund in the club. Zexi has a 40 million euro release clause. Now, Sky Sports is reporting that United are prepared to meet this release clause. However, the discussion continues with the agent of the player, Kia Jerop Chan, as I stated the other time. it looks as if Milan is gradually peeling away from this deal, and United is becoming the sole club at the moment as it stands. The player is currently playing the European Championship in in Germany. He's part of the Dutch team in Germany. So things haven't been cleared up with the player yet. But it is important to note that this particular clause, release clause, comes into effect from 1st January to the middle of August. So all United is doing now is just talks. If anything concrete is going to happen in terms of movement or in terms of United getting to Bologna, where the player plays for, then it will be happening on the 1st of July and beyond. So as things stands, it's just preliminary talks with the agent of the player, and all of these situations will be resolved. If an agreement is found with the agent who is demanding in excess of 12 million as agent fees, if that is resolved, well, then we'll be in for Joshua Zirkzee coming in as the striker. Already, Fabrizio Romano is reporting that United have been speaking to Ivan Toney and his entourage, but that negotiation or that discussion hasn't been advanced yet. So it looks like it's Joshua Zirkzee. Now, on also, Christian Anselmino, I've also reported on him here. He is Aaron Anselmino, not Christian. Aaron Anselmino. I've already reported on him here. Now, he's a player that plays for Boca Juniors in Argentina. He's a defender. And he's one player that has been on United's radar. Now, Dario Ole in Argentina is reporting that United might be making a move for Aaron Anselmino. As things stand, United are finding it very difficult to execute some deals because of restrictions. The PSR, the FFP, that has restricted the club and making it difficult for the club to be able to deal with some of these situations, and all of that is made it's really causing a lot of problems. So Aaron Anselmino is one player that has been mentioned, or who is likely to come in to help bolster the defense. As it stands now, things haven't progressed with regards to Jared Brantwaite's deal. Jean-Claire Todibo to United is off because of the issue between the ownership of Manchester United and Nice, because it's owned by the same club, and there's a rule by UEFA that if two teams owned by the same person plays in the same competition, they can't trade players amongst themselves. And that's the situation with Jean-Claire Todibo, something that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has spoken against bitterly. So that's how situations start. So Aaron Anselmino is one player that United is looking at, and reports indicates that it looks like we'll be making a move for the player very, very soon. So let's see how that one particular also pans out with Aaron Anselmino. Let's look at some departures, and Lazio are in intense talks with United. Earlier yesterday, they made a proposal of 17 million plus 50 million 17 million pounds, and also 50% of any future sale to United. And the response from United is a big no. That's the magic number that should be triggering Mason Greenwood to leave United is 30 million pounds and above. So Lazio have sent an entourage to Manchester to speak to the player and also speak to the club to see if they can find common ground or solution with regards to that. So it looks as if Lazio are very, very serious with regards to getting Mason Greenwood into their fold. So that's how that particular situation also stands currently at the moment. So that's it with regards to Manchester United. Let me give you a quick update on the issues that's happening in the Euros. Let me make a quick turnaround. When I come back, I'll tell you what's happening in the Euros. All right, so the European Championship is still ongoing, and United players are involved. Now, England will be in action tomorrow or today, if you're watching it. And a lot of criticism has gone to the coach of the side, Gareth Southgate, especially with regards to some player selection and all of that. Now, Paul Scholes, former England international, former Manchester United midfielder, had had some words to tell the coach of England with regards to our very own Kobe Mainoo. Now, according to Paul Scholes, he feels that Kobe Mainoo can help unlock the English midfield and bring a lot more play into the team. Now, let's listen to Paul Scholes. He spoke to TNT Sport, former BT Sport, and shared his thoughts. Let's listen to what Paul Scholes had to say.
I don't really see him as playing out of position. I think he can play on the left-hand side. I think he's done that for Manchester City loads of times. It's just having control of the ball in the middle of the pitch. If you don't have control of the ball in the middle of the pitch, then he can't go wandering inside. He can't come into them positions where he is most dangerous. And I'm sure that's the plan is, to get Declan Rice, to get Trent, to get them in real control of the game, and then you can virtually do what you want then going forward. And Phil Foden can pop up anywhere he wants on a football pitch, and he'll be a threat. Now with Kobe Mainoo, if Kobe Mainoo came in, all of a sudden you have control. You have a player who makes your team play football. Sometimes it takes just one player to be able to do that. You think of Toni Kroos with Germany. He just makes them play football. He makes Real Madrid play football. I think Rodri, Manchester City and Spain, he makes your team play football. And I think Kobe Mainoo has got the ability to do that. And that, all of a sudden, it frees up the likes of Jude Bellingham. He's not worried about having to come back all the time and try and help with the build-up, because he's brilliant going forward. Phil Foden, exactly the same. I just think that one change could make a hell of a difference to this team. And fingers crossed, they're going to get better. Of course they are. They'll win tomorrow. And I think history tells you that they do get better as long as the tournament goes on. And fingers crossed it happens. It's a little bit worrying at the minute, but with a good performance tomorrow, hopefully that they'll be all put to bed.
All right, so that was Paul Scholes speaking there. I mean, trying to give an update or his perspective of what he thinks bringing in a player like Kobe Mainoo does for the team. We'll see how it goes. That's the mind of Paul Scholes. But Gary Southgate is insisting that he's going to stick to what he does best. So the news is that it's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold out, Conor Gallagher in. So the coach has in his own mind exactly what he wants to do. So we'll see how that particular issue pans out. But the other games have been ongoing. It's been great so far. United players are performing. Scored 3 goals combined. Scott McTominay, Bruno Fernandes has scored, and Christian Eriksen has scored goals. And the other teams you see scoring 1-1 goals. Kevin De Bruyne here, another player there scoring for Liverpool and all of that. So that's how our players are, or that's how well our players are performing in the Copa America. Scott McTominay, Scotland is out. So it's very, very, very likely that we might see Scott McTominay on tour when United go to the United States. But in Group A, Germany have advanced, Switzerland have advanced. There was drama in the game between Croatia and Italy. Croatia were qualifying through Luka Modric's goal, but the last kick of the game ensured that Italy got themselves back into the tournament, drawing the game 1-1, putting them on 4 points and qualifying directly with Spain. Now, this is how the fourth, there are 16, there are 24 teams in the tournament in groups of 6. Now, after 2 of these teams qualify, they will take the best 4 teams that placed third. And this is the standings as things stands. Austria are on top, Slovakia, Hungary, and Slovenia. Croatia and Czechia would have to find a way or pray. Czechia are yet to play, but Croatia will have to play that certain things happen before they can get in. But as things stand, it's not looking good for Croatia, who have themselves to blame, especially with regards to what happened in the game against Italy, where if they could have held on a little bit more, they could have qualified from that beautiful goal by Luka Modric. So the next round of games will be ongoing. We'll be bringing you a lot more updates on the European Championship as well. Remember to share with us what you think from all of this that we are sharing with you. Thanks for joining us. If this is the first time, please remember to hit the subscribe button. We've always got update for you here on United Today. Thanks for joining us. Remember to hit the subscribe button, like the videos, share your comment. We'll see you on the next one. And this week, there will be a lot more to discuss here on the United and Everything Football podcast. Have a great one and see you on the next one.